Kakadosh Boker Or Masechet Batra Daf Mem Daled Amud Aleph 144a1 says the Gemara. The Gemara comes and it says like this. That we're by the two dots. Amru. So this is going to be 4 lines down. Amru Re'uma Shiniach Abba Hareanu Osim Ve'ochlin Ishbicha Latzman. So we already said that what happens if you have a person leaves over older children and younger children, and he comes and the older children say, "Look, this is what the father left over, but we're going to come and we're going to make it better." So they made it for themselves, meaning that they came, they appreciated the value of the property, they did it for themselves. Rav Safra Shava Kavu Ezuze. Rav Safra, his father left over money. Shaklinu Vavabu Iska. So he went and he made a business deal with it. He made a business transaction. Yeah. Atu Ache Tavu Bedina Kamed Rava. So the brothers came and they wanted to make like a bedin. So they took the brother to bedin. Hey, what's going on over here? Amar lehu. So he told them. Yeah, he says Rav Safra Gavra Rabbahu. Rav Safra is a big rabbi. He's a big dam gadol. Lo shava girse v'terach lachrine. He's not going to come, right, and be wasting his time of learning and could be toreach for other people. And therefore, even if he kept quiet and he didn't say anything at the beginning of the chatechila, it's ki'ilu, he said, Re'u ma sheiniach lanu abba. It's ki'ilu, this is what he said. Yeah, fine. Next 2 dots. Haisha sheishbicha tenechasim. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
So he was right that you can do transaction, you can do a business with it, or
yeah. First of all, usually you have to say, Re'u ma sheiniach abba, look what my father left, but I'm going to do it for myself. These rabbis said the fact that Rav Safra was an Adam Gadol, he didn't need to say it. It was like Ki'ilu that he said it, because he would never waste time doing it for others. Obviously, he was doing it for himself. So therefore, he was able to keep the money. Okay? Fine. Next case of the Mishnah. Aisha, right? Shishbicha tenechasim ishbicha lemtza. We said the one is that right now, if the woman came and she took the properties, right? The husband died, she took the properties and she appreciated it. So ishbicha lemtza. So whatever she appreciated it, it goes to the middle, which means that it's not only for her, it goes also to the Yorshim. The Yorshim also get a portion in the appreciation value that the woman invested into the property. Isha benichse yatme mayavite. Ask the Gemara, what's a woman doing in the properties? The woman has no rights. What's going on? How is she here? So answers the Gemara. Yeah, he comes and he says, Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah, says Rabbi Yirmiyah, B'isha yoreshet. We're talking about an amana that she's actually like one of the Yorshim. And therefore, since she's one of the Yorshim, right? So whichever the case is, he comes and he says, that's the pshat, that what? She's going to be taking a chelek in the shevach as well. Okay? So he comes and he says, pshita. So obviously then, what's the chidush? He says, no. I would have thought to say, since she's not going to come and it's not normal for a woman to start coming and trying to work the field. Imagine she's doing all the renovations and she's doing all these things. So it's not normal. So therefore, even though she didn't say it, that she's doing it for herself, it's kilu, she said it as well. Kamashpalan comes teach you that we don't say that. She has to say it. And the fact that she did not say that she's doing it for herself, it goes to the middle, to the pot. It goes to everybody. Now, however, though, if she does say it, look where my husband left me, and I'm doing it for myself, it's going to be good. So says Pshita, obviously. She says, no. I would have thought, say, Kevin the Shvicha le'emilta, by the Amli Katarcha Kameyatme. I would have thought to say that since this is what she's saying, that she's being torachat is for the Yitomim. So therefore, when she was Mishbicha before Lenechasim, she was chuzeret ba. She retracted, and Bemet, she's only doing it for the what's it called? She's only doing it for the Yitomim. Kamash Malan comes teach you that we don't say such a thing. Yeah. Amar Rabbi Chanina, says Rabbi Chanina, Hamasi isha livno agadol babayit. Imagine right now, right? A person comes and he's going to get his eldest son married off. Remember that they used to do that. They would come, they would get a girl. Here it is, right? He would be happy, right? And that's it. Kinao. Yeah, what does that mean? The son buys that house. He acquires the house. Now, even though he didn't say mefurash that he wanted to give the house as a present, the fact that he came and he put it and he did the wedding in this house, it belongs to the son already. The davka gadol. but it's only if it's talking about the eldest of his boys. The davka betula, and only if he's getting married to a betula. The davka ishto rishona, and davka the first wife, right? The davka shisio rishon, and davka that he was the first one that got married. Meaning, when you have all these factors, then it's a simcha gedola, mamash like that. Then because of that, he was gamar bedato, and he gave this house, right? Kilu that he designated it for the son, and therefore it's his. So says the Gemara, pshita yichelo aviv bait valya, bait kana aliyah lo kana. It's going to be pshita that if he designated the house for the son, and the aliyah was on top of it, he only acquired the house, not the aliyah, meaning only the ground floor, not the top floor. Bait ve'achsadra mahu. What about you have a house and the achsadra? Remember, the achsadra is like in front of the house, right? And that's like the entrance or the lobby to go into the house. What's salacha there? Do we say that since the achsadra is subjugated to the house for going in and out, it's part of the house, and therefore the son also acquired the achsadra? Or do we say no? The achsadra was not part of it, and therefore he only acquired the house and not the achsadra. That's going to be the first doubt. Okay? So one more time. It's pshita. If it's the bait and aliyah, the son only gets the bait and not the aliyah. If it's going to be the bait and achsadra, what's halacha? We don't know. So that's the first doubt. Second doubt. Shne batim. You have two houses. There's an inner house and an outer house. Meaning sometimes it happens that you could basically go inside, right? And then there's like another door, and then that's another house. It's an inner house. So within the house, you have an inner house and an outer house. What's salacha? Did he subjugate the outer house as well to the son when he got him married or not? So in these two doubts, teku. We don't have an answer. Yeah, we don't have an answer. Fine. Next. We're going back to that which we said, right? The ikar, the psak of Rabbi Chanina. Meitve. We're going to ask a question. Yichel lo aviv bait ukle bait kana, bait lo kana. Ask the Gemara. Imagine right now the father comes and he designates the house for the wedding of the son, and he also designates the klei bait. Klei bait is the furniture, right? All the things are the utensils in the house. So says the Gemara that the klei bait he does acquire, but the house itself he does not acquire. Now, how does Rabbi Chanina come and tell me that if somebody's going to get his son married off, and Davka had to be the eldest son, and Davka had to be that he's getting married to a betula, and Davka had to be the first marriage, because there could also be a second marriage and she's still a betula. You understand? And the Davka has to be also, right, that he got married off first. So how do we have all these categories, right? These are not categories, these are requirements, and then the son automatically acquires the house? Here it only says that the son acquires the klei bait, but not the bait. So this is against Rabbi Chanina. So Rabbi Yirmiyah comes and he answers. You know what we're talking about? We're talking about that the otsar of the father was there during the time of the wedding. And therefore, right, he's still using it. So since the father is still using it, Rabbi Chanina's modeh, that really be'emet, we're not going to say that for sure he gave it to the son. There's a general rule. Usually there was a minhag that when you get your son married off, you would give him a house. Now remember, in the olden days, they used to live by them. So therefore, you had a big farm, right? And let's say you have your house in the middle or whatever it is, your house. And then you would have another house beside. And you know who lived in that house? Your son, right? So it's incredible. Meaning the daughter-in-law would live with it, like by the in-laws, right? That's where they lived, right? And then your daughter would go get married and she would go somewhere else. Right now, there's exactly nafochu, right? And now the daughters stay by you and the sons go out, right? But no, in the olden days, it was the exact opposite. So you come and you give your son a house. So when you're giving the son the house, how do we know what?
That completes the point of yesterday, that the father is responsible for his...
Yes, exactly. Right? That's why if he gave it, it was probably to the kala. Exactly. It was probably the kala and not to the daughter, unless she wasn't married, obviously, right? So he comes and he says, here in this case, why do we say then, right, that the son's not going to get it? So Rav Yirmiyah answers, what are we talking about? We're talking about that at the time of the marriage, right, he didn't marry them off in that house. He married them off stam, right? Let's say in a party hall. But where exactly, what's in that house? He's still using it as a storage. So the fact that he's still using it as a storage, there's no proof that he wanted to designate this house to the son, and therefore the son does not acquire this house. That's what it means, right? That he's not going to, the son is not going to acquire it because there's not there. Now again, if the son's getting married there, of course it goes automatically to the son. That was Rabbi Chanina, right? That obviously it goes straight to the son, right? Even without saying it. Yeah, that's what it says. Hamasi isha livno gadol babayit kenao. He acquires it, even if he didn't even say anything. He acquires that house. Why? It's pashut. Yeah, but here the fact that in this house there's merchandise, right, during the time of the marriage, so obviously he didn't have kavanah to acquire it to the son. Nardai amra. That's what we just said. Yes. Nardai amra. Huh? So says now the Gemara we just brought down. Rabbi Yirmiyah came and he said that there was obviously a storage place there, so therefore the son doesn't automatically get it. Nardai comes and he says, "Afilu shovcha diyone," even if shovach avyonim, right, is by itself, it's considered still that the father is still using it, and the fact that the father is still using it, he doesn't give it automatically to the son. Even if it's going to be a kli which is full of dagim metuganim b'shemen, that's already enough. Meaning the concept is that the fact that the father is using the house, it doesn't go directly to the son. Okay, fine. Morzutra, ansevelebrei. So Morzutra comes and he got his oldest son married off. Vitala le sandala, and he put a sandal in the house, right, in order that the son should not inherit it. Ravashi nasvelebrei vitala le ashisha de mishcha. He put a kos full of shemen. Meaning here, it's not like you have to start coming and putting a. All you have to do is put one thing inside the house that kilu you're still using the house, and now the son does not automatically acquire it. That's all that you need. That's all you need. So each rabbi here, according to what they did. Samar Morzutra says, do you know that there's going to be three things that the rabbis made it the halacha, and we don't need to give a reason for it, right? I mean, sometimes, you guys want to know reasons. Why and this and that. Sometimes there's no reasons. This is the way that it is. Right? That's it. So he comes and he says like this. He says, Chada, one of them is this. That Rabbi Chanina says that the son acquires the house, right? And it looks like a halacha without a tam. Why? Because the father never actually said it. You could have said, listen, Ribono Shalom, if he wants to give it to the son, let him say it. He didn't say it. But it's halacha, kilu ve'en bo tam, meaning this is halacha Moshe Sinai. Again, you could get out of it, and that's what we just spoke about. But it's like halacha. It's something known. It's something known. The what? Yeah, that's the first one. So the first one is we don't have a reason. It's like a tradition that this is what's going on. Idach, what's the second thing? The Amar of Yom Shmuel says even in Shmuel, Hakotev kol nechasav liishto. If you're going to write all your properties to your wife, lo asay apotrupa. You're an apotropos. You made her into an agent, but it's not hers. Now the truth is though that you would say Ribono Shalom, like it doesn't make sense. Like why? What's going on? But the answer is yes, it's halacha without a tam. Why? Because he didn't write it kilu as a matana or whatever it is. The concept is that when he's giving it to her, it's actually making her into potupos and not more than that. That she's in charge. But other than that, walo. Third one, idach. The Rav says, maneli biyadcha tenelo ploni. Imagine you owe me $100, and I tell you, you know what? the $100 that you owe me, give it to this guy. Right? Maneli biyadcha, the money that I have by you, give it to this guy. Yeah, he's on his phone, so he won't know. Well, whatever, but give it to him. The ma'amad shloshtan, and he said it, right, in front of the three people.
All three parties were there.
Right? All three parties are there. What is the nifkad, the mafkid, the kabel, the receiver, right? Again, to be there, he has to be off the phone, right? So the receiver, right? The mafkid, which is the one that had the money, meaning it's his money, and then nifkad, the one that got. So I come and I gave David the money. I say, give the $100, right? David, the $100 that you owe me, give it to John Doe. Yeah. So what happens? So therefore, it kana, the person acquires it. Yeah. Now again, it's halacha shebotam. Why? The zamkabel, right? Didn't do a kinyan. Meaning this guy didn't do a kinyan. He's on his phone. He didn't. No, it's coming. No, that's the question. Why not? Usually, you always have to do a kinyan. No, that's what he's saying. It is not of a tam. There's no reason because really be'emet, it doesn't make sense because really be'emet usually you always need a kinyan. Here you don't need a kinyan. Fine. Kuf Mem Daled Amud Bet 144b Mishnah, new concept. Yeah. Okay. Achina shutafin, brothers that are partners. Yeah. Shenafal echa mehem leumanut. Right, and one of them was going to go to do the umanut of the king. What does that mean? He says, right, he has to now start serving for the king. The Gemara is going to explain what exactly we're referring to. Nafal le'emtza. The money that he comes and he gets because of his minui is shayach to both brothers. Meaning, you had two brothers, correct? So therefore, one of them has to work now for the king. Whatever he makes, you split it up between the two brothers. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Now, huh?
Makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
Why is it normal?
Because you're not working in the business.
Yeah, but he's working for the king. He's making extra. Exactly, he's making extra.
No.
That's what he says. 1 minute. Yeah.
In the business.
What?
You need to compensate.
Yeah, but he's making much more working for the king. So listen. So let's see. He says, no, there's no choice. There's no choice. If one of the brothers come and they become sick, and therefore he needed to use money to become cured, he needed doctor's bills. He has to come and he has to take it from himself. He can't take it off the property. Meaning it's not a business expense. Understand? He has to pay for himself. So let's see what the Gemara says.
From which money?
His own money.
Personal, not business.
You can't expense it on the company.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a business.
Take half and half from the king's
Yeah.
money.
There
and
is
half
no
and
rule
half
here. There is
for
no
that,
rule
he
here.
take it to his house, and from his pocket he has to pay.
Can.
Okay,
Yes.
so what's wrong with it?
Okay, let's see. Tana, we learned in a Braita. Yeah? We just started the Mishnah. There's another Mishnah.
For a page, take off.
Tana, Hai Umanut. What is the Umanut? Umanut HaMelech. Right? The minhag of the Melech was he used to take, right, usually one for every single household for a certain time. The minhag of the king was he used to take one person from each household for a certain amount of time to work for him. No, Melech Goy.
אז הוא היה לוקח גם בנות שתעבוד בשבילו גם, אתה יודע מה אני מתכוון?
No,
רק בנים?
people to work.
בארץ או...
Anywhere in the West, it doesn't matter where it was. Yeah, a ruler. Yeah. So what happens? Right? They would come and take it. So therefore, whatever they're going to get is shaykh to all the brothers because it was either going to be brother A or brother B. Right? It's not that so therefore, whichever one it was, they used to take. So therefore, it was splitting everything. So Tana Rabbanan, we also learned this in Braita. Here is Gabay Maseches, in charge of tax collections. Or Polmustus, a shoter, policeman. If it was because of the achin, it goes to the achin. Meaning, it all depends. If it's because this is the norm, and every single family is going to have to give one of the brothers or whatever it is as the king's appointed whatever it is, so obviously it divides between the achin. But what happens if that's not the minhag? Right? Or they already did it. And they're taking this brother because he's an ish chashuv. He's an important personality. So they take him. Then it goes only to him.
What do you mean? The money that he makes from the king?
Yeah,
So
but
the
only
money
them.
from the business doesn't go to him.
No, it's not the same example.
Nothing
Here,
doing
Rabbi,
it.
it's not the same example.
Because that you would always divide it.
Why?
Right? Because I'm still a partner in the business. Yeah, it's a Yerusha of the father. So then you always are a partner in the business. It could be maybe you won't get to work. So for example, if you work a field, you get a certain amount. If you don't work it, you get a certain amount. Fine. But he's making much more money. But again, the reason why is because now he's not doing it on the court of the brothers. It's because of his chashivut that he was appointed. And the fact that he was going to be appointed because of his chashivut, it only goes to him. So the Gemara is going to explain. 1 second. Pshita, obviously. If it's because of the brothers, obviously it goes because of the brothers. So he says, no. This brother is more of a pilpil. You know, sometimes there's one brother that's a little bit more of a, and the other one is more of a harif. Yeah, he's a pilpil harifta. Yeah. So he says, Ma'u the tema. I would have thought say churfe garinle that it's his harifut that caused him to become them. Kamashmana, no, that at the end of the day, since at the end of the day, for sure he took them because of the brother, it doesn't matter. Meaning that anyway, he was taking from the family. So it doesn't matter which one he's taking, it's brotherhood. So therefore, they split it between them. Okay? If it's only child, then everything goes to him anyway. Tanu Rabbanan, we learned to the Braita. Yeah? אחד מן האחים שנטל 200 זוז ללמוד תורה או ללמוד אומנות. One of the brothers, they take from the Yerusha 200 zuz, and they go to learn Torah or to learn a profession, right? So imagine they're going to learn a profession. יכולים האחים לומר לו, אם אתה אצלנו, יש לך מזונות. If you live by us, you go mezonot, right? אם אין אתה אצלנו, but if you don't live here, אין לך מזונות. You don't get mezonot. Yeah, so imagine, you want to eat, right? Allowance for food, if you're by us. If you're somewhere else, we apologize, right? You don't get.
You don't get money.
Yeah, you don't get money. You don't get the food.
You can learn there.
Of course, he can learn there. We're talking about the mezonot.
This is what he's saying.
No, he's talking about mezonot, the food.
If you stay working with us, you're gonna keep getting mezonot.
No, not working. Nothing to do with working. If you're physically here and you're learning a profession here, as long as you're here, you could still eat from us. If you're going now to learn in New York,
You want to take a studio somewhere else?
nothing to do, nothing to do.
Just one more question. Achim in the top part. It's
So says the Gemara, "Veleitvulei kol hecha diite." So he says, 1 second, anywhere he is, give him the mezonot. What's the problem? Meaning, I don't understand. Right now, this child is supposed to eat. What do I care whether he's going to be here in Surfside or whether he's going to be in Honolulu? At the end of the day, he has to eat. So give him to eat. So Misayel el Ravuna, this is a proof to Ravuna. Dam Ravuna birkat abayit birubah. There's a special bracha when there's a lot of people in the house. And therefore, so to here, there's a special bracha that's what they could say. He says because when they live together, they help each other, and then everybody makes money, and then they help out. And not only that, also even the food, by the way, is cheaper, right?
You buy in bulk.
Right, exactly. You're buying in bulk, and you're not spending on anything. Here, right, you have 3 different people, you need 3 mayonnaise. Even if it's going to be, you probably have to get smaller because you can't get big. And then, so you're spending much more money, right? So there's a lot of different things, okay? So says give him according to Bikat Abayit. Says Achinami, you're right. In Achinami, you could, they're chayavim to give him mezonot, but according to the Bikat Abayit, right? That means basically they could tell him, listen, that means basically what they're trying to say is, if you're not going to be with us, you don't get the mezonot. I mean, you don't come and say you mezonot like you're living by yourself. Meaning, if you're living with us, we're going to say, okay, fine. How much does it cost us to live? So we're 5 brothers in the house. It costs us $1,000. So each one is $200. Now, you're over there and it's going to cost you $300 for food. Sorry. We're giving you according to Birkat Abayit. Why? Because this is what it costs to live. Right? Next, we said, Chalav nitrapa mishel atzmo. If he gets sick, he has to cure himself from his own money. That's only if he got sick with negligence. But if he got sick with honest, nitrapa min ha'emsa. He does take from the Yerusha. So says the Gemara, what's the case? Right? What's the case of Pshia? So says the Gemara, like Rav Chanina. Rav Chanina, kol bidei shamayim. חוץ מצינים פחים, שנאמר, צנים פחים, בדרך ייקש, שומר נפשו, ירחק מהם. You're right, there is a Gemara in Berachot that says, כל מי שומר חוץ מן השמיים. This Gemara is the other part of the Gemara there in the Berachot, that basically a cold, right, and chom, right, that does not come from Yirat Shamayim, meaning that does not come from a Gzirah Bideh, that's in the hands of a human being, right? Right? Free choice. Why? Because these are common standards, meaning a person's going to come and he's going to go outside in the freezing cold in Canada, right, without a sweater. And all of a sudden he catches a cold. They're going to say, Hamor mina shamayim. You're the mina shamayim. You were the one that caused it. Why? What are you doing? Or if a person comes here to the Bet Knesset and he comes with 6 layers, right? And you're in the middle of the summer, and then no. Turn off the AC. You're sweating, you're schwitzing away, you're sweating away, obviously, right? What are you doing? So because of that, right, the person comes, right, and he has to understand, right, that it's a summertime. So what's he doing? Obviously, right, he has to come properly dressed. So that's why he comes, with the short sleeves. He comes like a Ben Adam. Why? He understands. Yeah, fine. Mesed Mishnah. Kuf Mem Daled Amud, second Mishnah. Huh? Yeah, he comes. He says like this: Achin, the brothers. What happened? Achin shasu miksatan. He says there's brothers, yeah, that one of them was sent to be a shushbin for a chatan to give him a matanot, which are called shushbinot, yeah. So, are you guys listening? The friends of the chatan are called shushbinim. The presents that they give him are called shushbinot, right? We're not talking about females. Please do not get excited. Yeah? Yeah.
French people, the only thing about it. Only thing
Yeah.
about it.
So again, one more time. So they came and they sent through the father of Shushbin for the Khatam, which means to give him presents, which is called Shushbinot. Chazrat Shushbinot, right? And afterwards it comes back, which means they give it back to the Ach. Chazrat Le'emsa, it goes back to the middle to all the brothers. Shushbinot nigbet b'vedin, because the Shushbinot are going to be collected in a bedin, right? Right? And just like any chov. But if you just come, stam, give a present, that is not collected back in a bedin, because that's considered gimilut chasadim, which means when you just come and stam, give a jug of wine or oil, you get it back. You don't get it back. Why? That's chesed. Chesed means you don't have to give it back. It's like a matana. So therefore, that's it. The shushbinot used to get it back. So when they used to come and give it back, so for that used to come back as le'emsa to all the brothers. Meaning during the lifetime, right? The shushbinot, they collected in bedin. So when they come and they give the shushbinot, it's like a present, but it's not a real present because you're going to get it back. So it's like a present, it's like a loan type of a thing. You're giving it and then you're going to get it back. So that's why he comes and he says, Chazra le'emsa. It goes back to the middle between all the brothers. Says the Gemara. Or meaning, right? We have a contradiction. Yeah? Shalach lo. So says the Gemara, or meaning we have a contradiction. Shalach lo aviv shushbinot, right? Keshi chozeret lo. Nishtalcha leaviv shushbinot keshi chozeret min ha'emtza. One second. There's a stira. Why is there stira? If the father sent shushbinot through the brothers, through one of the brothers, so when the shushbinot are coming back, it goes to that brother, right? Shal yado nishlicha. The other brothers do not take from it. Because since the father sent it through this brother, he was migaleh dato that he has to go back only to him. So one more time. The father sends the present to brother A through brother B. When the shushbinot comes back, it goes to brother B. Because since the father gave it to brother B to give it, it's kilu's megaleh dato that it's coming through B. So it doesn't go to the emtza. That's number one. When the father comes and he sends and he gets one of his children married off, right? So that when he also gets married, from the Mishutafim Kulam, because the chiyuv to be porea, the chov of the father, is on all of the brothers. So no. Here we're talking about now, if it was sent to the father, Ashushbinit, to the father, and other people, somebody else, whether it's going to be whether it's his brothers, right, or whoever it is. So what happens? So kishi chozeret mina emsa. Who has to pay back? All the brothers together. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're all shutafim.
No, but now it's the father who is getting married, but you're saying the sons have to give the shul.
Of course, because when the father dies, right, what happens is that it goes from the emsa. It goes from the emsa. Right? Why? Because it goes from the answer. Obviously, if the father's alive, he has to pay it back. Yeah? Fine. So says the Gemara. Amar Rav Yasi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Says Rav Yasi and then Rabbi Yochanan, Kitnan nami matzniti, right? When we are talking about an Mishnah, nishtalcha le'aviv tznan. We're talking about it was sent to the father. Right? That means the Shushbanim was sent to the father. And therefore, in such a case, that's why we said, so ask the Gemara, what are you talking about? How do you tell us that our Mishnah is talking about the father getting it? It's written va'achin shasu miktsatan shushbini ktani. So the brothers did it. So he says tani lemiktsatan shushbini, which means that the other ones were doing a shushbanim and giving him the presents. So it says va'achazra shushbini ktani. He says no. Hachi kamar chazra ligbot nikve memet. When you come to collect it, you're always going to collect it from right the middle, and the middle is going to get it. Okay, fine. Another tirutz to the stira. Ravasi Amar Ravasi comes and he says lakasha. It's not a question. Kan bestam, kan bemefaresh. Our Mishnah, there's no stira because it's stam. What does that mean? When the father comes and he says, one of you are going to take it. Meaning one of you go take the shushbini to give it to your brother. In such a case, where's it going to go? To the emsa. Why is it going to go to the emsa? Because he didn't say, I want you to take it to your brother. You remember the case of Mr. A and B. He comes and he tells this son, I want you to take it to your brother. When he made him the shaliach, right? So therefore, when he came and he made him into a shaliach, right? What happened is that when he was designating him as a shaliach, so he wanted it to come back to him. But here, the father didn't say, I wanted this boy. The father just said, give this son some money. Give him a shushbinit.
So he gave directly, meaning.
No. But he made it part of
He
it.
didn't make
He
a
said
specific shalit.
exactly. So therefore, he just said, "Go give it now." So since he didn't,
hey, and one of them came and said, "Hey, give this
Yeah,
to."
but
that's the thing. But he didn't designate. The fact that he didn't designate, it comes from in the middle. That's the kavanah stam. When he's mifaresh, it means he says, "I want you to take it to this brother."
Designate.
That's he's designating it. That's when it's going to go 100% to him afterwards. Because the Italians we learned in a Braita, "Shalach lo aviv shushminit keshi chozer chozer lo." Shalach aviv shushminit stam, but if he sent it stam, keshi chozer chozer lehem. That's the second answer. Third answer, Shmuel Aman. Shmuel is going to say, "Hacha biyavam askinan." We're talking about a yavam. What does that mean? We're talking about the son. Yavam. The Yavam is the one that he dies, that the brother dies without children, so he has to do Yibum. That's called the Yavam. So here we're talking about the son dies, that the son, which was the messenger, he dies. And the other brother becomes the Yavam, right? Another brother becomes the Yavam. So in such a case, even though if the one was Chai, he's going to be Chozeret Elav, here the Yavam is not Zocheh in the Shushbinot. Yavam is not going to take Mera'ui Kivimuchzak.
Not gonna get the shubin.
No, because the Yavam does not take in the Ra'ui Kivimuchzak, just like a Bechor. What does that mean? One more time. Let's go back. Remember, the father went and he said to the group of children, right? Your brother's getting married, give him this present. He did not designate. So if he does not designate, right, when the money comes back, where does it come back to?
No.
To the middle. Chazak u'baruch. What happens if he designates one of the children? It goes back to him. So let's say it's Mr. A. This Mr. A, he passed away.
Okay.
He didn't have children.
B has to do Yibum.
So B, C, D, whichever one it was. Usually it's the eldest of the family, whatever. So somebody comes and he does Yibum. So now that person, he does take the wife. So does he inherit that extra shushbinot?
He designated B to give to A, right? The father designated B to give to A.
Okay, the father designated B to give to A, and B died. No, that's what I said, because I said it. I did say it, but it doesn't matter. But you were saying A and I was being B.
He dies. But the Yavam, he got the wife. He's not going to get the shubin also.
No, and the reason why not, because the reason why is because it's like a Bechor, right? No, it's not because of that. Listen carefully, right? No, listen carefully. Really, Be'emet, this person inherits everything. So technically speaking, like David is asking, he should inherit everything. A Bechor, huh?
The one that died.
The Yavam inherits everything from the one that dies, correct? But he's taking the whole package. It's a package deal. It's not he only gets the wife and nothing else. He gets the entire package, right? Fine. No. What happens is that there's a concept. The concept is, right, a Bechor, right? Forget about Yavam, but we're going to apply it. It's going to be the same halakha.
Why?
A Bechor, 1 second. A Bechor, he gets double, correct? Double portion. Does he get portion? Does he get double portion in everything? No. He only gets double portion in what's muhzak. Muhzak means that you have a chazakah, it's there. Is he going to get double portion on something that comes that might have never came? No. Meaning, let's say the father comes and he bought how do you call this? A lottery ticket. And the lottery, the father dies, and he wins the lottery after he's dead. That was something which was raui. That was not something which there's no chazakah on it. It's not for sure.
Interest on his gift.
So therefore, on something which is not 100% that you have, the bechor does not take double. The bechor divides equally, just like every other boy.
So
everyone gets equal.
Come in the future, it doesn't.
It's like something fitting to come. It's not for sure that it's coming. So the yavam, the b'diuk oto davar. The yavam does not take something which is raui. He could only take something which is muhzak. So therefore, when the yavam comes and he inherits the brother, so whatever the money that the brother had in the bank account and whatever that he takes, he's muhzak. But this, the shushbinot, is something which is fitting to come later on. That maybe he'll never come. Maybe you have to take him to bedin, maybe this, maybe that. Anything which is ra'ui, he doesn't take. So because of that, he does not take it. Yeah, that's a miklal. So therefore, we're going to infer the idach. Right, that one that asked the question, right, that went and he sent the shushbinot, mishalem. So he has to pay it back. Even though the brother died. Lema tenuli shushbini, right? Vesmach imo, right? He says, Milo Tanya, did we learn? Makom shenagu lachzir kiddushin, machzirim, makom shelo nagu lachzir. What does that mean? Did we learn that imagine right now a person comes and he gets married to a woman with money? So, and at the end, that means he did the kiddushin, but they broke off the engagement. Remember, the engagement was the Torah engagement, not nowadays engagement. So the question is, he has to give back the money. He went and he says, nowadays they do the tabat, and tabat is $100 or whatever it is, right? But in the olden days, they would do it with money. So imagine, right? No, you're talking about the diamond ring. We're not talking about the diamond ring, because that's not the kiddushin. Right? The kiddushin is the kiddushin that we do nowadays is the plain ring, the plain band that you do under the chuppah. That's called the kiddushin ring. So that's not the thousands of dollars a ring. You understand? That's a diamond ring. That's something else, right? So, right, he would do it with money. So imagine it was $1,000. He comes and he says, he gives it to her. All of a sudden, a month before the wedding, boom, they break it off. So we said, Makom shenagu lachzir kiddushav, right? Kiddushin, machzirim, they have to give back the money. Makom shenagu shelo lachzir, machzirim, you don't have to give back the money. The Amar of Yosef bar Abba Merukva Mershmuel, lo shanu l'shemeta hi. That's only if she died before going into the chuppah. Aval metu, but if he died, and machzirim, they don't have to give back the money. My time, what's the reasoning? Because she could say, Tenuli bali v'asmachim. She could say, listen, misken, the chatan died. Bring him to me. I want to get married to him. So for why should she give back the money? Hachanami, so too here, Neima, she could say, right, the mekabel shushbinit, you could say, give me the shushbini, and I'm going to be mismechim. Meaning that I don't have to pay it back. Why? Bring it back. I'll give it to him. We're going to be happy that I'll give it. So because of that, and then the Gemara is going to answer.